This is a 1951 Studebaker Commander four-door sedan. It's up for auction at the Lakeland Linder Airport, Carlisle auction, and here you can read the specifics. And it's interesting to note that this is the first year for the V8 engine for Studebaker, 232 cubic inch engine. So that puts it ahead of the Plymouth and Chevy as far as the V8 engine. And notice the bullet nose, which kind of made it an object of ridicule in some quarters, but it had reference to the planes of the time, a little bit ahead of its time. And because the front windshield was curved, which was unusual, and the back window was curved, some people said you didn't know whether it was coming or going. So Studebaker was perhaps a little too far ahead of its time, a little too different from the usual. Notice the suicide doors in the back, which gave you very good access to that back seat, and actually the materials are very nice. And check out the front. This car has 3-speed manual with overdrive, so despite the fact that it had a V8 engine, it should be pretty economical. Notice where the handbrake is, right there in the lower part of the dash. Not a great placement for the knees in case of sudden deceleration, but at any rate, nice steering wheel too. So this was a premium car in the Studebaker line. Notice the turn signals. I have an ad of that time, and it had you guessing as to whose house it was out in Hollywood. And there was one with a Studebaker convertible of this vintage sitting outside the house, and guess whose house it was? Ronald Reagan. So Ronald Reagan drove a Studebaker. In fact, a neighbor had a friend of the family. She drove 1950 Studebaker like this, but of course it would have had a 6-cylinder engine. I can't get over the interior. It's so very nice. But I would say underappreciated at the time. Notice those little vents there in the front fender. They were for ventilation inside. And there's that bullet nose.